What if I told you that the biggest innovation in Formula One right now isn't about speed, but about timing? Because after just a couple of races into the 2026 season, Mercedes have found themselves at the center of a massive controversy. What looks completely normal at first glance is actually one of the smartest and most debated technical tricks we've seen in years. Some are calling it genius, others are calling it illegal. But the real question is, have Mercedes just exposed a loophole in the FIA regulations? Before we break this down, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe to F1 Grid for more deep dives like this. With the arrival of the 2026 regulations, we all expected innovation. New power units, active aerodynamics, lighter cars, it was always going to open the door for teams to push the limits. And that's exactly what Mercedes have done. Their front wing system has become the talking point of the paddock, especially after footage from recent races started circulating online. At first, many believed it was just a glitch or inconsistency in the system, but as more data and slow-motion analysis came in, it became very clear this is not a mistake, this is intentional. To understand why this is such a big deal, we need to look at the rule itself. According to the FIA technical regulations, the front wing must transition between its two positions, straight line mode and cornering mode, within 400 milliseconds. There's a sensor attached to the system that monitors this movement in real time. If the transition takes longer than 0.4 seconds, it's illegal. Simple, right? Well, not exactly, because Mercedes aren't breaking that rule, at least not on paper. What they've done is split the movement into two phases. In Phase 1, the wing moves just enough, literally a few millimeters, to trigger the FIA sensor and register that the transition has been completed within the legal time frame. That happens well within the 400 milliseconds, completely legal. But then comes Phase 2. This is where things get interesting. After the sensor has already approved the movement, the wing continues to adjust itself slowly into its final aerodynamic position. This second phase takes significantly longer, in some cases nearly double the allowed transition time. But because the sensor has already signed off during Phase 1, the system technically remains within the rules. And visually, you can actually see this difference. Compared to other teams, where the wing snaps into position almost instantly, the Mercedes wing has this two-step motion, a quick initial movement, then a delayed, smoother completion. It's subtle, but once you notice it, you can't unsee it. Now, the obvious question is, why go through all this effort? What's the advantage? The answer lies in stability. In the new era of Formula One, cars are constantly switching between low downforce and high downforce states. Under braking, especially when entering corners, the aerodynamic balance shifts dramatically. A sudden change in downforce can make the car unstable, particularly at the rear. That's something drivers absolutely hate. What Mercedes have done with this dual-phase system is smooth out that transition. Instead of the aero load snapping instantly to the front, which can unsettle the car, their system gradually shifts the balance. This makes the car far more predictable and stable under braking. And in Formula One, stability equals confidence, and confidence equals lap time. So while it might seem like a small trick, the impact on performance can be huge. Better corner entry, more control, and ultimately faster lap times. And that's exactly why Ferrari are not happy. Following the recent race weekends, Ferrari have reportedly asked the FIA for clarification, not necessarily accusing Mercedes of outright cheating, but questioning whether this system truly complies with the intention of the rules. Because here's the thing, in Formula One, there's always a difference between what's written in the regulations and what those regulations are meant to prevent. Is Mercedes violating the spirit of the rules? Maybe. But are they violating the actual written rules? That's much harder to prove.
And this is where Formula One gets fascinating, because this isn't the first time we've seen something like this. From flexible wings to the famous mini DRS concepts in previous seasons, teams are constantly finding gray areas. That's what makes F1 the pinnacle of engineering. It's not just about building the fastest car, it's about interpreting the rules better than everyone else. Now, could this get banned? Absolutely. The FIA are already looking into it, and if they decide that this goes against the intent of the regulation, they could issue a technical directive to shut it down. That could happen as early as the next few races, or they might allow it, And if they do, expect every other team to copy it almost immediately. Because that's how Formula One works. The moment something is proven legal, it becomes the new standard. But here's the bigger picture. Even if this system gets banned tomorrow, it doesn't suddenly make Mercedes slow. Reports already suggest that their power unit is one of the strongest on the grid, potentially giving them a significant advantage in straight-line speed. So this front-wing innovation, it's just one piece of a much larger puzzle, and that's what makes this so exciting. We're still at the very beginning of a brand new regulation era. Teams are experimenting, pushing boundaries, and discovering what's possible. Mercedes might have been the first to exploit this particular loophole, but they definitely won't be the last to find others. As for Ferrari, their response will be crucial. Do they focus on protesting and getting it banned, or do they try to develop their own version? Because in Formula One, complaining doesn't win championships. Innovation does. At the end of the day, whether you see this as cheating or genius probably depends on which team you support. But one thing is certain, this is exactly what Formula One is all about. Engineering brilliance, controversy, and the constant battle between rules and creativity. And honestly, this is just the beginning. So what do you think? Is this a clever innovation from Mercedes, or have they crossed the line this time? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. If you enjoyed this deep dive, make sure to like the video and subscribe to F1 Grid for more content like this. We're going to be covering every major development this season, and trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.